Dear learners, welcome to UGC MOOC on Tourism Planning and Sustainable Development. This video is on community-based tourism. Dear learners, after studying this topic, you will be able to understand the meaning and concept of community-based tourism. You will know about the elements and principles of community-based tourism. You will know about the advantages and disadvantages of community-based tourism. And you will know about the need and importance of community-based tourism. Dear learners, community-based tourism acts as an alternative to bridge the economic and social gap of rural or local communities and is beneficial for local residents seeking to generate an additional income in their daily economic activities by utilizing the natural, cultural and local resources in a particular destination. Community-based tourism is defined as a tourism in which local people invites the tourists to visit their communities and exhibit the unique culture, tradition, dances and arts and craft to the tourist and offer a facility of overnight stay with the local residents. Community-based tourism offers the local residents an opportunity to become tour guide, tour ambassadors and provide services to visitors and also creates another employment opportunities for the local residents. There are a number of benefits in communities participating in tourism development such as poverty alleviation and employment generation. Dear learners, community-based tourism is not a new concept. It is most likely the oldest way of conducting tourism. Community can be defined as a group of people living together in a particular area and has common culture, tradition, fair and festival, etc. The community is also a social group of people that shares common values. A community, by definition, implies individual with some kind of collective responsibility and the ability to make decisions by representative bodies. A group of network of persons who are connected to each other by relatively durable social relations that extend beyond immediate genealogical ties and who mutually define the relationship subjectively. As important to their social identity and social practice. In various cases, they are farmers, artisans, fishermen and other tribes living in remote and well-conserved natural area. Dear learners, community-based tourism is not a type of tourism that put emphasis on increasing profits for the stakeholders but also more concerned about the various negative impacts of tourism activity on the local communities and on natural resources available at the destination. Community-based tourism is tourism that takes environmental, social and cultural sustainability into account. It is owned and managed by the community, for the community and with the purpose of enabling visitors to increase their awareness and learn about the community and local ways of life. Community-based tourism emerges from the community development strategies and utilizing tourism as a tool to strengthen and encourage the ability of local residents, organizations that manages available tourism resources at a particular destination. Community-based tourism is defined as an activity in which local people offer the opportunities to the tourist to visit their communities and offers a facility of overnight stay along with local residents. What are the various elements of community-based tourism? They are as follows. Natural and cultural resources. Creation of available natural resources, local residents, economy and production should be on sustainable principle and must not be the natural resources optimally. Every destination has its own culture and traditions. Local community organizations. The elders of the community hold the knowledge of tradition, values and practices The community itself wanted to participate in the development process, and they also have the knowledge about the right and wrong. Management and tourism business. There are well set rules by the community for management of cultural environment and social tourism. Fairly distributed the benefit to locals as well as stakeholders. A percentage of profits from tourism are used for the economic and social development of the country. Learning, encouraging shared learning process between local residents and tourists, understanding of various culture and their lifestyles. Tourists and the local community must be aware about the importance of conservation of cultural and nature-based resources. These are the various elements of the community-based tourism. Principles of community-based tourism. There are various principles listed below presents the concept of community-based tourism and the way in which the local residents can use tourism for the development of community. Community-based tourism should promote community pride, identify the encourage most of ownership of tourism business by community, involve local residents from the beginning, enhance the lifestyle and quality of life, encourage ecological sustainability, conserve the local area, culture and traditions, encourage cross-cultural learning, respect the other cultures and traditions and human dignity, fair distribution of benefits among all the local residents. Dear learners, let's have a look on some characteristics of community-based tourism, highlighted by UNWTO and UNEP are as follows. Involving the appreciation of nature and culture existing in the local natural areas as a part of the tourist experience, minimize the impact which result in degradation of natural and socio-cultural environment of the area, encouraging the preservation of social, cultural and natural attractions and also at same time making economic benefits. Increase employment opportunity to local residents, tourists and locals are more aware and focused about the sustainable development. To strengthen local organizations by local initiatives and local people, promotes land ownership by the local population, hosting tourists in local community, managing the tourism scheme communally. Importance of tourism community based. Community based tourism put emphasis on active participation of local community in tourism planning, management and empowerment of local people in tourism opportunity. Need of community based tourism is as follows: to minimize the negative impacts of tourism activity at the local destination, to educate and aware about the sustainability, to encourage the interest in sustainable development, to provide employment opportunity to the local residents. Advantages and disadvantages of the community-based tourism. Let's have a look on first on advantages. Various advantages of community-based tourism are creating job opportunities, creating opportunity for the local residents to sell their arts and craft, avoiding immigration, preserving culture, honoring traditional knowledge, mitigating environmental impact, learning about local culture during talks with the locals, learning a cook's local style, encourage demonstration of traditional arts, sustaining the livelihoods of the local residents, building strong and vibrant communities, delivering the authentic experience to the visitors, create an understanding between tourists and local residents, create long-term opportunities and economic prosperity, income generation by employment. Community-based tourism do have some disadvantages. These disadvantages adds greatly to the cost of the tourism development and planning. It lengthens the period needed to develop tourism plans. Majority local can discriminate against local ethnic minority groups. Dear learners, India do have some opportunities for community-based tourism. The community-based tourism in developing countries tend to inevitably buy the local located in rural areas. India opened for tourism a little late compared to global trends and is discovering and opening more and more destinations in remote and small areas. Rural tourism is essentially an activity which takes place in the countryside. It is multifaceted and may entail farm, agriculture tourism, culture tourism, nature tourism, adventure tourism, community based tourism, and ecotourism. As against conventional tourism, rural tourism has certain typical characteristics. It is experience oriented. The locations are less populated. It is predominantly in natural environment and it is based on the preservation of culture, heritage and traditions. Many rural tourism initiatives are being conceived within the framework of community-based tourism, which combines aspects of community development, poverty alleviation, cultural heritage and conservation. The scheme of rural tourism was started by the Ministry of Tourism in the year 2002-2003 with the objective of highlighting rural life, art, culture and heritage at rural locations and in villages which have core competence in art, craft, handloom, culture and natural environment. The intention was to benefit the local community economically and socially as well as to enable interaction between the tourist and the local population for a mutually enriching experience. The promotion of village tourism was also aimed towards generating revenue for rural communities through tourist visits. They may stop exodus from rural to urban areas. Dear learners, let's summarize this topic. In the end, we can say that the community-based tourism is one of the essential part of tourism in which the local community invites the tourist to experience their unique culture and tradition and cuisines and offers a facility of overnight accommodation. Community-based tourism provides a more sustainable alternative than mass tourism and potential for political, social, economic and psychological empowerment. Community-based tourism focuses on achieving sustainability, harmony and cultural integrity among the local communities and the visitor at the particular destination. Thank you.